The Garden of Friendship Series. Episode 4. Oil Change and Heart Change. Author, Gisele Wassa. One sunny morning, Eli decided it was time for an oil change for his old Ford Crown Victoria. He already took the appointment and was ready to go. As he prepared for his trip to the garage, he received a call from Savannah. Savannah came multiple times to visit him during the last couple of weeks, and the two friends became very close.
Hello? Hello, Savannah. How are you today? I'm about to take my car to the garage for an oil change. Yes, it is today. Of course, Savannah. I'd be happy to have your company. Did you talk to your parents? All right, then. I'll pick you up in a few minutes and greet them. Well, see you then.
Eli picked up Savannah, and they drove to the garage in his old but reliable Ford Crown Victoria.
Eli, this car is really nice. It has so much character. How long have you had it?
This old Crown Victoria? I've had it for quite a few years now. I actually bought it for Margaret. She always loved the classic look of the Crown Victoria. She said it reminded her of simpler times and the elegance of the past. We used to take it on long drives through the countryside. Those were some of our happiest moments together. We used to go on picnics, visit friends, and sometimes just drive with no destination in mind, enjoying each other's company and the beautiful scenery.
That's wonderful. Do you ever feel sad driving it now?
Sometimes, but mostly it brings back fond memories. I feel close to her when I'm in this car. It's like she's still here with me, in a way.
I understand. It must be comforting to have something that reminds you of her.
Houston, Texas, was bustling with activity as Eli and Savannah drove through the city streets. The sprawling urban landscape was dotted with tall skyscrapers, lush green parks, and a mix of modern and historic architecture. The garage they were heading to was a cozy, family-owned shop nestled between larger buildings, with a bright red sign that stood out against the urban backdrop. Eli knew the owner, who was a friend. The sun blazed in the clear blue sky, and the hot Texas temperature was evident, with heat waves shimmering off the pavement and the air feeling thick and warm. Once they arrived, they handed the car over to the mechanic and settled in the waiting room.
Let's sit right here.
Okay.
Do you want cold lemonade?
Yes, please, and thanks.
In the cool waiting room of the cozy, family-owned garage, Eli and Savannah sat on plush chairs, sipping cold lemonade. The hum of the air conditioner provided a gentle background noise.
I always come here for my car. They really know how to take care of my old Victoria. And the owner is my friend.
How do you know the owner of this garage?
His name is Joe. We go way back. We met shortly after I moved to Houston many years ago. Margaret and I had just bought our first house here. Joe was our neighbor. Back then, he was just starting out as a mechanic. Joe always had a knack for fixing things and a heart full of determination. He started with a small workshop in his garage, working late nights and weekends. Word spread about his skills, and soon enough, he had more customers than he could handle. With hard work and dedication, he saved up enough to open this garage. We've been friends through it all.
That's wonderful. Do you see each other often?
Not really, but he calls me a lot. He is like a brother to me, but he is very busy now. He has garages spread everywhere in America, more than we can count. He is a zillionaire, but we call each other and we are still in contact. He is a good friend. He stopped everything he was doing and came to spend time with me when I lost Margaret.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Did you ever get jealous of him? His success, I mean. Did you ever wish it was yours?
No, not really. I mean, I am happy for him, but I'm also very content with what I have.
I could not expect anything less. You are the perfect Christian.
No, please don't say that. Why are you asking me this anyway?
Well, Can I tell you something that's been bothering me?
Yes, of course.
There's this girl in my class. She's brilliant, always comes first in everything and gets all the attention. She's beautiful, and everyone loves her. I feel so jealous of her. She's not mean to me, but I can't help feeling this way. I feel bad for feeling this way, especially since she's never done anything wrong to me. But she seems to have everything.
Savannah, it's good that you're sharing your feelings. Jealousy is a common struggle, but can be harmful if we let it consume us. The Bible tells us in Proverbs 14 verse 30, "A heart at peace gives life to the body, but envy rots the bones."
Wow, you know the Bible by heart.
Just some passages.
I really feel bad, Eli. And the worst thing is, I don't know how to stop. I know it is bad, but I cannot help it. I just can't stop being jealous. The truth is I want what she has and I do not have her life.
It's understandable, Savannah. We all have moments of envy. The important thing is to recognize it and bring it to God. Remember, Savannah, that God has a unique plan for each of us. Comparing ourselves to others can make us lose sight of our own blessings and purpose. Focus on what God has given you and the path He has set for you.
I know all that already. I know it on the book, but I have no idea how to practice it in real life. My feelings are there, and I can feel them each time I see her. It is good to have passages of the Bible in mind, but I feel that concretely in real life, knowing what to do does not always help. 'Cause my heart does not listen.
You are right. Our human nature is just selfish. We wrestle with ourselves to follow God, and you have to know that wrestling with yourself is normal. It is part of the journey. But never forget that you do not have to wrestle alone. Let me tell you a story. You need to know that I was quite different before I met Margaret. She was much more spiritual than I was. I used to be very susceptible to anger. I would get upset over the smallest things, and it made our early years of marriage really tough.
Really? I can't imagine you like that.
Really? Yes, it's true. I remember one particular day very clearly. We had a terrible argument over something trivial. Dinner was late. I was stressed from work and took it out on her, and in my anger, I said something that really shocked Margaret. Maybe you aren't cut out to be a wife if you can't even manage a simple meal on time. I could see the pain in her eyes immediately. She didn't say anything, just looked at me with such sadness. That moment almost cost me my marriage. After dinner, she packed up her bags and returned to her parents' home. I moved to Houston because of Margaret. We were a few months after our marriage, and I had left a very stable job that I really loved to be with her. Unfortunately, I grew unhappy with my new job. I could not get along with my boss or my coworkers because I was too susceptible. She felt responsible. That's maybe why she never said anything before, but that night she had enough. She was gone.
What happened after that? Did you go after her?
Yes, I did. But first, I realized how much I was hurting her, and it broke my heart. I prayed to God to change me, to help me master my anger, and become a better husband. It wasn't easy. It didn't happen overnight. But I kept praying and working on myself, bit by bit. It took years of consistent prayer and effort, but God answered my prayers. He changed my heart. The day after she left, I went after her and I apologized. I promised never to hurt her again like I did. I reassured her that she was not responsible for me being miserable. That was my own fault. Because before she left, I did not realize how lucky I was to have her. Fortunately, she forgave me and helped me. It made our marriage stronger.
Wow, that's incredible. So it was really God's work?
Absolutely. It wasn't my work. It was the work of the Lord. All I did was stay committed to praying and trying my best to improve. God did the rest. And that's what you need, Savannah. Pray and trust in God. He will help you through whatever you're struggling with.
Thank you, Eli. That gives me a lot of hope. Because so far, I was trying with my own effort, but I will just ask God to change my heart.
Ask Him to give you His heart, and He will. Also, another advice I will give to you is to focus yourself of what you have control of. Whoever that young lady is or whatever she does, you cannot change. But you can change your life. Focus on improving yourself Focus your energy on having better grades and other things that are up to you. When you will look back in the future, you will regret all the time you were looking at other people. Do not compare yourself with anybody, and work hard. Exercise, meditate, read. What are you good at? Focus on developing your skills, and you will see the result. Focus on growing, focus on improving, and close your eyes to what discourages you.
You are absolutely right. I will do that.
As the oil change was completed and the car was ready, Eli and Savannah left the garage, having shared stories and wisdom that strengthened their bond. Eli drove Savannah back to her home, offering a reassuring smile as she thanked him for his kindness and guidance. With a wave, she watched him drive away, feeling a renewed sense of hope and understanding. Eli then headed back to his own home, grateful for the opportunity to share his journey and faith with Savannah, knowing that his experiences and God's grace could help guide her through her struggles.